Alright, welcome guys, this is the Asian Pitbull here and welcome to my WWE Extreme Rules prediction. Are you ready? I am. So actually, I was surprisingly, I was surprised to find out when I was doing this, the slides for this, how stacked the card actually is, and it really surprised me. Number one, because of the shitty build up, and number two, because the product seems to be so terrible nowadays. But surprisingly, when we go through the list, I mean, I have to give it to them again. I've been worked again. The most of the matches on the card actually have a storyline going into it, and they're actually like big names like Undertaker, Roman Reigns, and we have some new underutilized talents in the past that are coming into this card, and it forms actually like even the Revival and the Usos. This is like a dream match many years in the making. So actually, looking at the overall scheme of things, this is a pretty stacked card, and because of this, it definitely raised my interest level up, and so at least it's good. Makes me interested in doing predictions and content like this compared to if you have just a horrible card. So anyway, I'm here to give you my predictions, and please leave in the comments below what you think, and I want to hear your thoughts, man. I've been hearing like ramblings and other people's prediction, and I just want to see what the community out there has to say. So let's begin talking about the first match on the card, the Revival versus the Uso. And I don't know the sequence, by the way. I'm just copying this from the Wikipedia page. So Revival versus the Usos, as mentioned, this is kind of like the dream match because these are arguably the top two tag teams of modern day era in the Revival. Okay, no flips, just fists, right? And the Usos, who's just, if you look at the overall scheme of things, they gotta be number one, right? And memory serves me correctly, or I don't know about this. I don't think they've actually been featured one-on-one, maybe on TV, maybe a short match, but I don't think they've been featured in a big pay-per-view anyway. So this is interesting to predict, but I'm looking at the momentum the Revival has. I'm going for the Revival with the win here. They'll retain the titles because there's really no build-up for the Usos, and there weren't any promos even for this match. That's the sucky thing about the build-up. This is like a dream match, but the build-up is terrible. Really, I can't think of anything that makes sense for the Usos to win. So we are gonna have a Revival win over here. So next we have don't know for how many times, Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. And the storyline right now is we haven't seen Strowman for probably 1 or 2 weeks, but we've seen probably 2 weeks. We've seen Lashley, and he's back in action last Monday on Raw against Mysterio, and he won in a dominant fashion. So I guess we can say that Bobby is fully 100%, but we can't really say for Braun Strowman. So the thing is, if Strowman shows up, it's definitely gonna be a win for him, because it wouldn't make sense for Lashley to have a win over the babyface, and I think what will happen is that Strowman will just come out super more pissed off than ever, and I mean it will go back and forth. He won't just kill Lashley, but I'm predicting Strowman will get a win and finally end this feud. Alright, so next we have Ricochet versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship, and this should be one of the better matches. We've seen them go one-on-one, and we know the chemistry. I enjoy their matches, and I think this is really good opportunity for Ricochet to be worked in a program with AJ Styles, who's one of the best in the world, and he has really stepped up the game, and he has proven to me that he can go toe-to-toe with AJ Styles, and that's something not everybody can say. So, but here's the factor, you have to factor in the club and AJ Styles' heel turn. So based on the storyline, man, based on what makes sense, there's no chance the Ricochet is going to retain here, congrats to him for being the winning the main roster title, and he has a lot of momentum. But the odds of the club, Gallows and Anderson's gonna be there ringside to interfere one way or another for sure, and because of that, it's gonna be too overwhelming, and they are gonna help AJ Styles win the US title, and we will see the continuation of this feud. Next, we have Aleister Black versus the one who knocks. So the one who knocked, we learned last Thursday on SmackDown, Tuesday on SmackDown, that it was Cesaro. And Cesaro seems to have been given this newfound push. So on paper, just based on what these two guys can do, it looks to be a good matchup. Their styles are amazing, hard-hitting, physical. So if, like I said in my SmackDown review, if WWE just lets these guys go like 10 minutes of hard-hitting style, like those kind of strong style, then they will deliver. I'm hoping because I don't know the chemistry between them. And the thing is, this is probably Aleister's big debut singles match in a pay-per-view, probably. But Cesaro has been built up, at least for the past couple of weeks, as back to his monstrous, the things that he can do, okay, the powerful Swiss Superman. So it's intriguing and it's hard to predict. But if I were a betting man, I would have to go with Aleister Black because of the much longer build up, the weeks of promo, and I just think his stock is high enough that they are gonna have Cesaro work with him, because Cesaro is a good hand. But ultimately, in my mind, it's just what's his finishing move? Black Mass, knockout 1, 2, 3, and maybe we'll see like continuation of this feud. And which I ain't gonna complain if they deliver. I like to see more matches between these two. Alright, next we finally have tag team action. This is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Planet's Tag Team Champions defense against the New Day. And I can't see Big E's face there, sorry for the dimensions. And Heavy Machinery. So on SmackDown, Heavy Machinery, or rather Otis, got the win in the triple threat match. So the momentum's fully on them. But then Debray and Rowan just seems that they have a death grip on this tag team titles, and like I can just imagine Vince or just creative like okay with them holding the belts, because they are such, especially Daniel Bryan is just one of the best in the world right now. New Day, not much momentum going in. Heavy Machinery, I could argue it's still too early for them to win the tag team championships, because they haven't really proven that they can hang in the big time matches. So it's really hard. But did I predict a title change? So Revival retains, Ricochet title change. I mean, it's hard to say, because I've just imagined in a triple threat situation, this Daniel Bryan, he's gonna sneak away with the win somehow. Whatever the hell. Here's my prediction. I'm predicting Heavy Machinery for the win, okay? Because of the momentum. And I mean, I don't want to say about the future storylines, but just throw it out there. Heavy Machinery will win, and they'll become the first ever one-time tag team champion. Okay, so that's it. Next, I don't watch 205 live. Okay, hate on me all you want. But we have Drew Gulak, who won this Stomping Grounds, and I don't see WWE removing the belt from him so soon, because he earned this. And he's one of the guys that I actually feel has a personality. His gimmicks, the lectures and all that, no fly zone, I like all of that. So I'm predicting Drew Gulak's gonna retain. So we have this 2-on-1 handicap match, and this is probably the first time such a stipulation has happened, where both of them are tag teaming together against Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. So the thing is, Nikki Cross mentioned if they won, they will be co-women's champion. How does that even work? This already doesn't make sense to me. I don't like it at all, and I don't like the fact that Bliss never shows up the previous 2 weeks. So just because of that, I want to see Bayley win. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna predict. Bayley is gonna somehow win, and then Alexa's gonna blame Nikki Cross, and they're gonna fight. And Nikki Cross finally knows Alexa Bliss's true colors. Next, we have finally we have like the 3 main event matches, right? So firstly is the Kofi Kingston. Sorry for the champion, I didn't indicate there. Defending his WWE Championship against Samoa Joe. And here's a very straightforward thoughts about this is that Samoa Joe has been cutting all these, as usual, top level, aggressive, intense, threatening promos, and that's what Samoa Joe does. But we've seen time and time again against AJ Styles, especially, even going up against AJ Styles like 2 or 3 times, he failed to capture the big one. So I said this on SmackDown. If he fails to capture this against Kofi, then it means that, you know, his stock just plummets, and he's just gonna be all talk but always choking on the main stage, talking about Samoa Joe. And that also means that WWE writers suck. They're fucking lazy, and they don't just give justice to Samoa Joe, who should already have won the WWE Championship, the main title for now. Okay, it's been a long time coming. I know the build-up is not the best, and probably WWE still wants to ride on Kofi Kingston's and his appeal. But come on, man, this is Samoa Joe, man. I want to see, and I think it's the right decision to put the belt on him. So I'm going with Samoa Joe. I know they're probably gonna have Kofi retain, but my prediction is I want Samoa Joe. So Samoa Joe wins the WWE Championship. Damn, who knows what if Samoa Joe wins and Lesnar comes out? God. Alright, next we have either this or the Universal match is gonna close the show, but it's Taker and Roman Reigns against Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. God, come on, man. Why am I still talking about Shane and Drew? Come on, man. So it's Who Let the Dogs Out. I saw a shirt. WWE just released that shirt, the 2 original big dogs, and someone posted Who Let the Dogs Out. Yes, the dogs are out, and it's in the form of the dead man and the big dog, Roman Reigns and Taker. This is a no-brainer, guys. This is Taker's return match, and no way, man, Taker and Reigns is gonna lose to McIntyre and Shane McMahon. Come on. The only way if they win is through a screwy finish, and if that happens, they are most likely gonna build towards a Drew McIntyre Undertaker match. But come on, man, Taker and Roman Reigns, my prediction is that this is historical, man, and Taker ain't just coming back to lose to 2 fucking jobbers, nobodies. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call them. So Taker and Roman goes over. Finally, we have the main event: Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. Whose dick did Corbin suck? Whose dick that Lacey Evans suck? To be in the main event for like I don't know how many months in a row, and to be like main event players. God. So let's make this quick and easy. There's no way, theoretically, storyline wise, effort wise, the credibility wise, no shred of reason that Corbin and Lacey Evans should be given the main men's and women's championship. Mind you, the stipulation is if either team lost, both titles either retain or change hands. Now you could think of it this way, that maybe they want to stir some shit, and because if they lose, Seth and Becky lose the titles, then obviously they're gonna blame each other. There's gonna be tension there, and that could be some interesting storyline TV to see. But what does putting the belts on Lacey and Baron do for the product? They don't draw. I don't want to see them. People don't want to see them. They aren't established. If the belts are put on Corbin and Lacey, it's gonna be one of the biggest travesty I've ever seen in WWE in a long ass time. The last time being they put the belt on Jinder Mahal. So my prediction, full on, Rollins and Becky Lynch gonna win, and just go away from my TV, man. Corbin and Evans. And now, before I talk about final prediction, which I think it will be a pretty good show, despite the bad build up and the horrible product nowadays. Just looking from the card, WWE always does this. They just out of nowhere have a good pay-per-view like that. But there's two things we need to talk about. Number one is Brock Lesnar and the Money in the Bank and Paul Heyman. Will he show up on Extreme Rules? Heyman has cut a promo teasing it, and I mean, looking at the card, it's so stacked. But if Lesnar does show up, I think it's gonna really boost the Extreme Rules the quality so much, just because he's there, and he's gonna add another factor to either the WWE title or the Universal title. And I don't really want to predict whether he wins or not, because there's just no point to do that. But it will be like a mark out moment, man. And you can just imagine now, if Lesnar shows up, Lesnar's music hits, maybe after Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. What if Becky Lynch tries to protect Seth Rollins from Lesnar? Or if he shows up, like I said just now, after the Samoa Joe Kofi Kingston's, the entire mood is gonna change, and it's gonna be, oh my god. So just for that alone, I want him to show up. But I have a feeling that because it's been teased so much by Heyman, that Lesnar wouldn't show up, and I don't want to raise my hopes too high. So I know of that Lesnar factor, but my prediction is he wouldn't show up for Extreme Rules. So prove me wrong and surprise me, WWE. And the next thing, and the next thing is Bray Wyatt. Don't even get me started, but this is the final chance. Okay, if there's a better time to debut him, is right here, right now, this Sunday on Extreme Rules. If Wyatt doesn't re-debut or just show up in some sense, some form this Sunday, then the character is as good as dead to me, because they just blatantly choose to ignore it just like that, thinking they're stupid. Okay, and he probably, I heard that he may show up in the Undertaker Roman Reigns match. Who knows? I mean, I'm all for it as long as he shows up and stirs things up. Okay, because we need a strong character like that. We've been missing strong characters for a long time in Bray Wyatt. And who knows, there may be other characters like Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, etc. Let's not talk about them, but who knows, maybe they'll interfere in some of the matches. So anyway, this is my predictions for Extreme Rules. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave in the description your comments below. What do you think? Who will go over? Who you think will retain the titles? Do you think Lesnar will show up? Do you think the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, will show up? And just your overall thoughts on this pay-per-view. This is the Asian Pitbull signing out.